Okay, what you're looking at through the camera is obviously the PFAFF 332 direct drive, German engineered sew patio blocks, anything you want to sew with this machine. It really is quite amazing. It has a 1.3 amp motor in it that peaks at 1.5, so it's about 2 to 2.5 times the strength of a Singer 201. Really any of the Singers that are out there, 1591, there's just no comparison when it comes to just the burst and absolute power of this machine. What we're going to be sewing off on is some very, very difficult to get through nylon webbing. Have a customer that has expressed an interest in using this machine for an application of making scuba type gear, and needs to be able to get through some really difficult to pierce nylon webbing. So I picked some up, and this stuff is really, it is shockingly difficult to get through. I'm going to go ahead and lower the free arm. We're not going to need it for these purposes. We'll keep the table up for right now. We also have a very nice, I'll kind of zoom in and let you get a closer look at it. Have a real nice walking foot that we're going to be using on this machine as well. Really keeps that even feed going, and we're using an upholstery grade thread. It's 69 weight, and so it's going to be some really tough stuff to get through. I'm panning down here real quick just so you can whoops, wrong way. Panning down here real quick just so you can see the nylon webbing that we're using. I'll zoom in real close, is rated at 1,200 pounds. So that gives you an idea of the tensile strength and the difficulty of being able to get through a material of this nature. You can see it right there. I've cut a couple of pieces pre-cut. I've got 2 layers, and then ultimately we're going to be going through 3 layers. Customer's only looking to go through 2 layers from our conversations, but we're going to go, as usual, above and beyond that. So try to get a real nice shot of the walking foot here. Let me adjust it just a little bit more. And I'm going to get over by the machine, and we'll go ahead and sew off on these 2 layers to begin with. And then we'll step it all the way up to 3 layers. So these are our 2 layers right here. Hopefully I've got it close enough the camera can see it. This webbing is incredibly tough stuff to get through, but you know what? With this PFAFF 332, the way that I've serviced it and its capabilities, I don't have any doubt whatsoever as to what it's going to be able to do. I do have some doubt about what I can do working with a walking foot, since normally my machines are so strong and so capable. I sew through stuff like this typically without a walking foot, but the customer requested and the customer gets what they want. So, all right, 2 very thick layers of nylon webbing. Here we go. Well, I don't know what you can hear exactly through the camera, but I'll tell you one thing. This PFAFF just doesn't even hesitate for a second when it comes to sewing heavy grade, difficult to get through material like this. Let me put this, I've just given it a quick clip. Let me give it a clip again here and kind of get that behind. And then what I'm going to do is just show you up close and personal on the camera, as far as the camera shot. That's our top stitch right there. I might even want to get closer than that, but it went through just like a song. And that's our lock-in stitch right there. And you know what? This stuff is absolutely not going to come apart. So I'm going to check my camera angle again. That's our 2 layers of nylon webbing. I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, that's a good shot. That gives you a real good vantage point of the machine working. And then I'm going to go ahead and set it up with 3 layers of this nylon webbing and see what this machine is capable of doing with 3 layers. It's a little bit difficult to fold this stuff. It's kind of springy. It's got a nylon and a rubber base to it, and it doesn't like to comply with the wishes of the person trying to sew it readily. I guess if you're more skilled in working with it than I am, then it's a doable thing, but I don't work with nylon webbing a whole lot. Okay, so there's our 3 layers right there. Hopefully, I don't know if hopefully my hand is not in the way. That's our 3 layers of nylon webbing. I'm just going to make sure that my thread is behind and underneath that walking foot, and it appears to be. So I'm going to go ahead and maneuver this. Again, I don't have a lot of experience working with this type of a walking foot, but it's a good one. All right, presser foot is down, and this again is going to be 3 layers of nylon webbing. Incredibly tough stuff to sew. Here we go. I'm intentionally going slow just to show you the power of this machine. I mean, we could certainly give it more oomph, but you know what? We don't have to. It's just ridiculously strong when it comes to this stuff. And the only adjustment I would make in sewing this, again, it tends to be a little bit slippery. That's why it's great to have a walking foot like this. But the only thing that I would adjust maybe is I would probably go up even a little bit higher on the presser foot pressure, which is an adjustment I'll probably make for the customer before providing the machine to them. So right there, hopefully the camera's got a good shot of it. That's our top stitch, and this is our lock-in stitch. And you know what? There's no indication at all of it being uneven. It's a nice even stitch. I'm going to kind of pull it to the side a little bit. And the spacing, the formation of that stitch is unbelievably good. So whether you're talking 2 layers of canvas webbing, or you're talking 3 layers of canvas webbing, and again, look at it from the side as to what we just went through, and you saw the machine, not even a blink. You know what? This PFAFF 332, it is all about heavy grade sewing, particularly with someone who's looking to make scuba gear. So, you know what? Thanks for watching. Okay, we are back to this German-engineered PFAFF 332 again. Again, the purpose of this video, as the previous one, is just to show you how easily this machine can make its way through nylon webbing. Nylon webbing is like nothing else when it comes to the difficulty of being able to pierce it, the ability to be able to sew through it with some degree of control without having to race through it. And that's part of the reason you can see in this video, as I showed previously, we've got this really cool walking foot on the machine. And the walking foot does a wonderful job of keeping that even flow across the material. So I'm going to go ahead and move over by the machine once I get the camera situated just right. And we're going to go ahead and sew through not 1 layer of this nylon webbing, but 2 layers. So if I show you from the side what we're looking to do, it's pretty daunting. But you know what? I've got a huge amount of confidence in this PFAFF 332, and I've got a huge amount of confidence in what my machines are capable of doing compared to other machines out there. So we're going to go ahead and slide it underneath that presser foot. Really no difficulty. Walking feet, you just have to kind of tweak them a little bit forward in order to get that material to seat underneath there nicely, and then just drop that presser foot. You're ready to race off with it. So here we go. 2 very thick layers of nylon webbing. And I'm going to really control the speed so you can see the strength of what this PFAFF 332 can do, even with material as difficult as this to pierce. So here we go. You know what? That's almost embarrassing to do that with as easily as this machine gets the job done. It seems kind of silly almost, but you know what? It gives you an idea of what the capabilities of this machine is. And you know what? We're talking a machine that has, again, 1.3 amps of power, and is capable of doing certainly much more than this. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this over by the camera. Actually, I'll rotate it that way so you can see it more readily. That's our top stitch right there. And again, you know, when it comes to the ease of what it just did, look at that from the side. That's just crazy. But again, that walking foot does a wonderful job. Here's our lock-in stitch. And again, I realize with material like this, it's somewhat difficult unless you're much closer to see the quality of that stitch as well. Kind of from the side, when I lay it like that, it's almost easier to get a glimpse of what that stitching looks like. The formation, the spacing, everything about it. And you know what? If you're counting on this to hold your belt as a scuba diver or any other application that nylon webbing like this might be used for, there is no way that that stuff's going to come apart. The PFAFF 332, whether it's leather, whether it's nylon webbing like this, no matter what you put underneath that presser foot, it's going to get the job done. Okay, we are back to this PFAFF 332. Again, the focus of this video, like the previous one, is to show you what this machine can do with a not very commonly used material, and that is nylon webbing. It's used in a variety of different applications. I'm really kind of zooming in on it so you can get a close look at that catacomb type appearance of it. And I'm going to step over there and just kind of rotate it towards the camera as well. Nylon webbing is unbelievably strong stuff. It's got a tensile rating like you saw in that other one of, I mean, hundreds if not 1,000 plus pounds depending on the type of nylon webbing. It's the thick of thick. It's this probably one of the strongest woven materials that there is, even more so than canvas. And it's used in applications relating to scuba type diving as well. It's used for belts and other things like that. So needless to say, this stuff is designed to stand up against, you know, roughing up against coral, and I mean, you name it, it's designed to handle it. So we're going to go ahead and try sewing through 2 layers of this. That's the objective of what the customer had given us as far as what they're looking for this machine to do. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this underneath that walking foot, get it into position, and we'll see what this German engineered machine is capable of doing with a task as difficult as this. Again, this nylon webbing is unbelievably difficult to get through. So here we go with the PFAFF 332, 2 thicknesses of nylon webbing. I kind of gave it a hill to climb over at the end there, which is a little bit difficult to do when you're dealing with stuff as rigid and thick as this, but you know what? It did a fantastic job. So here's our top stitch right here. And you know what? I'm going to try to zoom in even closer because I like the look of that stitch a lot. And there's our lock-in stitch as well, not coming apart by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to go ahead and kind of zoom in a little bit closer so you can get a close look at those stitches. There we go. That's a better angle. And as you saw, with this walking foot, this PFAFF just doesn't struggle at all with getting through that material. It's ridiculous as far as how easy it is, in fact, for it to get through that material. And again, that's 2 thicknesses. You can look at from the side, as far as what that machine just did. And again, remember how easily it got the task done. All right, this is obviously the PFAFF 332, and as you can see, we've done a number of sew-offs already. This is nylon webbing right here, and as you can see, we've done 2 sew-offs. We've done 2 layers and also 3 layers. And again, just a reminder, this stuff is actually rated at over 1,200 pounds tensile strength. So nothing easy about this stuff. We've also done this nylon webbing as well. 2 thicknesses of that. It's a little bit thicker stuff. And then we also, as you may have seen in the sew-off, we also did a very thick layer of leather as well. So what we're going to concentrate on right now is doing up to 5 layers of this nylon webbing. I'm going to zoom in on the needle right here. Yeah, it looks like a pretty good angle. And we're going to go ahead and do 5 layers at this point. So I've got 5 layers all set up already. Again, this is the 1,200 pound tensile strength nylon webbing. We've got 1 layer, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can slide this carefully underneath that walking foot, and we'll see what this PFAFF 332 can do with that unbelievable task of 5 layers of this incredibly thick nylon webbing. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that presser foot and go ahead and give that foot control an engage, and let's see how this incredible German machine does with a task that would send other machines running to the repair shop. So here we go. Okay, now you be the judge. Any hesitation whatsoever? Any, oh my gosh, I don't think I can do this? Not even close. All right, I'm going to give that a cut. Go ahead and push those threads to the back. And let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to leave that right there for a second. We'll get a little bit closer with the camera, and we'll see what that stitch looks like. All right, just a little closer. I'm going to drop this down just a hair. Okay, so here's our top stitch. I'm going to go ahead and pull that back. Again, we're using a 69 weight upholstery full nylon thread. And you know what? It may be harder for you to see from your angle, but that stitch is absolutely picture perfect. The formation, the spacing, everything about that is just incredible. Look at it from the side, what we just went through. Again, this nylon webbing is rated at 1,200 pounds tensile strength, and we've got 5 layers of it. And you just saw it sew off using that all metal walking foot. Not even a blink from this machine. There's our lock-in stitch right there, and if I pull it back, you know what? That looks just as good. No distortion of that stitch whatsoever, and that stitch spacing, that stitch formation just looks spectacular. And again, look at it from the side. We're talking 5 layers of industrial level nylon webbing rated at 1,200 pounds tensile strength, and this PFAFF 332 sewed it with that 1.3 amp motor like it was a light textile. All right, we are back to this mighty PFAFF 332. Again, a 1.3 amp motor that peaks at 1.5, almost 2.5 times the power of a Singer 201 or any of the big heavy-duty Singers that you've seen featured on my channel. It really is an impressive machine, and when you go through it like I do, and you see the engineering of what the Germans put into their machines, it's no wonder that these machines basically last forever with minimal maintenance on them. And if you've seen the other videos, we did some heavy grade sewing on nylon webbing. You know, don't be deceived by the thickness of it in comparison to this leather. That nylon webbing is all about super thick, heavy grade sewing. And I'm going to go through some cowhide now with this machine, and I think you'll be equally impressed what it does with leather. So, and I'm going to go ahead and move these this other leather to the side, and we'll see what this incredible machine can do with a job as tough as this. Here we go. All right, I had to be naughty. I took it really slow when I was sewing on that nylon webbing. You can't be good all the time. So I'm going to go ahead and clip this thread, and then I'll show you what this 332 did with this heavy grade leather. All right, there's our top stitch right there. Do you know what? I can't say enough about stitch quality. Everyone that's in love with the Singer Featherweight, the 221, talks about the stitch. And you know what? I agree. The Singer 221 does an outstanding job of sewing and creating a stitch that has great formation, great spacing, great quality. But you know what? Look at this one, and look at from the side what we just sewed through. That's heavy grade cowhide leather, genuine. And that's our top stitch. You know what? The Singer Featherweight could not do any better than that. And if we turn it over, there's our lock stitch right there. I'm going to kind of pull it back because you know what? When you're talking leather like this, you've got to pull that stitch back. And it's done a beautiful job as well with this heavy grade genuine cowhide. So, you know what? Anything you can fit underneath that presser foot, that PFAFF 332, can definitely sew it.